Solve. A $320 dress is on sale for 35% off. Find the discount and the sale price. Well, we're going to use an application of math known as the percent equation. The percent equation helps us when we are dealing with amounts. An amount is percent of base. It helps us calculate the amount, which is represented by the variable a. The is represented by the equal sign. Percent is represented by the variable p. The of is represented by multiplication, and base is represented by the variable b. The amount of something is calculated as in terms of a percent of a base. So this is known as the percent equation. And that's how we're going to find the amount of discount. The amount of discount for this item, this dress. So if I use subscripts, the amount of discount that we're going to find on this that's coming off of this dress is some percent of is times and some base. And of course, the percent given to us is 35%. And what is the basis of the discount? Well, the original price of the dress. The original price of the dress is $320. I'm going to leave the trailing zeros off because they don't enter this problem at this point. So what we have to do to calculate the amount of discount, we're not allowed to use percent in this calculation, multiply or divide. We're not allowed to use percent in percent form. We have to convert percent to decimal form. So we replace the percent sign with divide by 100 to bring the percent number back to its decimal form. So if we stay on this task for a moment, whenever we divide a decimal number by a factor of 10 that's greater than 1, which 100 is, we take the decimal point in the 35, and for each zero we move it to the left once. That would make us move the decimal point 2 places to the left, so 35% becomes 0.35 as a decimal. Now let's go back and bring the other parts of this problem down. We have times $320 and times $320. I'm just bringing them down to our working line here. Now the amount of the discount, that's running down this left side. What we're calculating on the right side of this equal sign is the amount of discount. So we take, well, let's explain this part real quick. Multiply occurs here, and multiply occurs between a number and its unit of measure, which is dollars. We're allowed to hold these multiplication dots and rearrange these factors because it's customary to have the dollar sign on the far left. We're going to end up putting the 0.35 in the middle, and we're going to keep the 320 next to the where it is already. Now we have two numbers that are combinable. I'm going to go ahead and multiply this off to the side in like a scrap area here, and I'm going to say 0.35. We're going to do long multiplication. Multiply these two numbers together. So let's maybe switch our colors, make it easier to see. 0 times 5 is 0. 5 times 2 is 10, carry a 1. 5 times 3 is 15, plus 1 is 16. Before we get to the next digit of 3, we're obligated to insert a 0. Now I take the 0, multiply by that, the 3, and multiply by the 0. So that's 3 times 0 is 0, 3 times 2 is 6, and 3 times 3 is 9. We can leave the leading 0 behind. Now we add these two partial products together and arrive at 0 plus 0 is 0, 0 plus 0 is 0, 6 plus 6 is 12, carry a 1, 1 plus 1 is 2, 2 plus 9 is 11. Now we have to compensate for the decimal places in these two numbers. There is no decimal place to the right of the 320, but there are 2 decimal places to the right of the decimal point in the 0.35. We add these two numbers together, and it tells us to come down here and move this. We're compensating for that these weren't 2 whole numbers. We're moving this decimal point 2 places to the left. So 0.35 times 320 is 112. The dollar sign is next to the 112. And of course, this equals what's been running down here this whole time is the amount of discount. So we believe we've arrived at the amount of discount that's coming off of this dress that's for sale. This would be the amount of discount. Now, when they use the term off in sale terminology means we're going to subtract the discount from the original price. So here comes the rest of this problem is the original price of the dress is $320. But the amount of discount, and by virtue of the meaning of the word discount, is to take off, to subtract the $112 that represents 35% off. So now we're just going to do straight, we're going to perform straight subtraction, and we're going to go 0 minus 2. I can't do that. We've got to borrow from this 2, a 10. 10 minus 2 is 8. 1 minus 1 is 0, and 3 minus 1, excuse me, is 2. Dollars minus dollars remains dollars. This number is what we would call the sale price. The sale price is the original price. It's subtracting out the amount of discount. So I believe we have the 2 answers. Here's part 2. Part 1, of course, was the amount of discount. So we're going to see if we can find the answer among those listed in the choices. The amount of discount is 112. Look, each of these answers has a discount, 112. Well, actually, B doesn't. I just saw it's 11.2. C has a discount of 112, and D does not have 112. So the answer is between A and C. Between A and C, which one has the sale price, the correct sale price of 208? A has 208. Just to make sure, C does not. 3,088 is wrong. So we choose the correct, the answer with the correct components. If this was a multiple choice test or a multiple choice final exam, we would be done at this point.